Welcome to Cryptid Robot. My name is Andrew J. Robinson, and today we're going to be talking about the recently announced Sly Cooper TV series. Sony has announced that a Sly Cooper TV show is in the works. Now, if you don't know what that means, the Sly Cooper video games are a series of games about a thieving raccoon who comes from a long line of master thieves. Their specialty is in stealing only from other master criminals. I grew up on these games. I love them with an unhealthy passion. I think they are absolutely great. So how can this TV show be equally great? 1. Get the art style right. If you're going to be adapting the Sly Cooper series, the look of the series is a very important part of it. These games have a beautiful cel shading style. They look cartoony. The cinematics between gameplay sections are hand-drawn, very bright, very sleek, and very colorful. There's no reason to go all crazy and try and make this look realistic or edgy or whatever. This is about a talking raccoon and his best friends, a turtle and a pink hippopotamus. 2. Adapt the games properly. I don't think this show needs to be a sequel series. I don't think it needs to be a prequel or some crazy reboot. I vote an adaptation. These games are kind of old, so a lot of kids don't actually know anything about Sly Cooper. So the way I propose you do it, you make Season 1 an adaptation of Sly 1, where he's going to steal back his family's Thievius Raccoonus, which is the book that tells them all about their master thieving abilities and stuff. He steals those back from the Fiendish Five. Then you take Season 2 and you do some creative, clever stuff, original content to bridge the gap between the games. Murray, in particular, Sly's big pink hippo buddy, he is very different in Sly 2 than he was in Sly 1. So I would love to see how he goes from being this cowardly getaway driver into this big hulking muscle mass of strength and brawniness. Then you take Season 3 and you make it an adaptation of Sly 2, Band of Thieves. Season 4 is between games again. Just make sure you adapt the comic book that takes place in between. Season 5 is an adaptation of Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves. And then Season 6 can tell the story in between those games, between Sly 3 and 4. And that would be a very different season. If you know the games, you know what I'm talking about. And then in Season 7, you can adapt Sly 4, Thieves in Time. Now that's all the games that exist right now. So at this point, we had better have a Sly 5 or this is all for nothing. 3. Character development matters. These characters all change over the course of the games. I mentioned the big wild transformation that happens with Murray, but it's even evident with Sly Cooper himself. This is made evident in Sly 3 exceptionally well. There's a villain back in Sly 1 named the Panda King. You have to fight him to get back part of the Thievius Raccoonus. In Sly 3, you revisit the Panda King in this crazy dreamlike sequence where you have the same conversations that you had before. You actually have the option of choosing Sly's dialogue. Some of those options are the exact same things that he said to the Panda King back in Sly 1. The thing is, those lines feel really shallow now. They were big and in your face beforehand, and now they feel immature. And as a player, I felt that immediately as I was playing through it. I grew up on these games, and so when I got to that point in Sly 3, I was like, wow, these lines don't feel like the Sly that I now know. It was a wonderful piece of gameplay to show how much Sly had grown over the series. So I'd like for the TV show to highlight that. 4. There is no black and white in this series. You're playing as a raccoon who steals stuff. By all accounts, that should make him a bad guy. Except he's only stealing from other criminals who are worse than him. So does that make him good or just slightly less bad? Even the villains in the games have backstories that are presented to you, and they all had a really hard life. Now granted, they're still bad guys, but you understand why they are the way that they are. Nobody was born pure evil in this series. Everybody made choices along the way. These games, based on talking animals, present moral quandaries that I think are very important, very deep, and are well suited to a television series because you have even more time to explore the emotional character development. I hope the TV show does that rather than just making a funny, neat show about talking animals and a raccoon who steals stuff. What do y'all think? Can the Sly Cooper TV show represent the series properly, or should this idea have stayed in the vault? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Cryptid Robot. I am a self-published author who wrote one book, Lucas Knight and the Reaper of Chaos. If you like the morally gray areas presented in the Sly Cooper series, you may want to check it out. The villains of the book are not pure evil born out of darkness. Not all of them anyway. And the knights who protect the world are not the shining beacons of hope they think they are. In the meantime, stay adventuresome out there.